got off to the perfect start, scoring in the first 20 seconds, and I thought, oh yeah, here we go. But no, the typical Cabbers, you just can't underestimate them. They came right back at us, and it was hard to break them down. Try and get that second goal, and we just couldn't get near to getting the second goal. Bob at the other end, had cracking saves in the first half. And it was good to get half time at 1-0. It could have been so different, but the boys regrouped. They came back out the second half really well, and they sort of got control of the second half. So it was just about getting that second goal, and we didn't get that second goal. And last 10 sort of minutes, they came right back at us, and it could have gone any way. Bob again, the hero of the day probably, from a sore hamstring and coming in, deciding he was going to play today. But no, I'd say for the boys to 12, the missing Rory Anderson there, he picks up a lot, and wins a lot in there, but the boys up front, they did okay, they're really good, moving the ball well. It was just about getting that second goal, and of course Liam, out of position again. Normally he plays in the middle, called in up front. He gets 2 goals today, scored right at the start and scores the second right at the end. But no, it's a scrappy game. They could have gone any way, but we're good to get the 2 points today. So no, good.
Well, as you say, they scored very early on. I think it's 12 after 12 seconds. We're a goal down against Kingussie. It's never ideal, is it? But I have to admit, I'm pretty proud of how the players responded. We gave them a game, and to my mind, if we just got a break and we got the ball in the net, then we were good for a draw or even to push on to win. And pretty proud of our players, and it just wasn't to be. But the fact that we got beat 7-1 by this team 4 or 5 weeks ago, it shows that actually we bounced back, we had the right mentality, and we can give every game, every team a good game.